Alright guys, so before we actually get into today's video, I noticed that today SoundPEATS is having some huge sale and it's actually only going on through today. And I'm going to put a list of all the ones they have on for sale, which is pretty much all of their earbuds. But I did want to kind of mention a few that I think people should check out. This is like the best time to buy a SoundPEATS earbud. One of those is the Free 2 Classic. Right now you can pick it up for $19. Another one is the T2, which is, one that we had a Gamesky brand of. This one has active noise canceling. If you're looking for that, you can pick it up for $39. They have the Sonic right now for $37. They also have the Mini, which is a really powerful small earbud for $24, and they have the Air3 Pro for $45. So I think there's some really good deals going on right now. But we're gonna also take a second to appreciate the earbud we're about to talk about. This is a SoundPEATS product that has a high-res audio wireless sticker on the box. Now, I thought I would never see that. SoundPEATS is a budget brand. They do give you a lot for your money, but having a high-res audio wireless sticker on the front of your packaging usually says a lot. And in this case, it is saying a lot because this pair has LDAC support, which is giving you, again, high-res audio playback up to 24-bit at 96 kilohertz, and it's an earbud that retails for $49, but right now, because it's just released and there's like an Amazon box you can check off, and they sent a code, which again will be in the description, you can pick these up for $35. So for $35, you're getting high-res audio playback, which is usually saved for like more expensive products. I think this is a hell of a time for true wireless earbuds. Recently, we just saw lossless playback capabilities on the NeuroTrue Pro. Now we're seeing LDAC playback on a budget pair of earbuds. And another interesting thing about this product is it's an open ear design, which normally is not my favorite. But there are a lot of people that just cannot use earbuds that have ear tips. So an open ear design, it's basically like the AirPods. They just hang in your ear. They sit there. So that immediately makes me compare these two AirPods throughout the whole time that I was testing these. And again, it brings it back to the value of $35, competing with the AirPods, which retail for $130, $150, whatever. But this is a very impressive pair for an open ear design earbud. So we're going to talk about the features that these have. We're going to talk about what all comes in the box, which isn't much. And we're going to talk about the sound and see why I think this is an absolute steal at $35. Now, one of the other things that I want to start with is because this is an open ear design, they went with a 14.2 millimeter biocomposite driver. So that is a fairly large driver, and you have to put a driver like this in an open ear design earbud because you have to be able to pump out enough bass and enough power to kind of compete with your surroundings. Because if you don't have silicone ear tips blocking your ear canal, you're basically going to be able to hear your surroundings as well. So, they did this to counterpart with that. We'll talk about that once we get to the sound. And another thing is this pair also works with SoundPEATS app. Now, SoundPEATS app is not the best app out there, but because they work with SoundPEATS app, you're going to be able to make sure that these stay updated. You do have some pre-built EQ options that you can switch between. It also allows you to go in and customize the EQ setting the way that you want. This pair also has a gaming mode. So if you're going to use these for watching movies and videos and maybe even gaming on your mobile device, you just switch it over into that gaming mode and you don't have to worry about lag. But if you are going to use the gaming mode, it's going to use a little bit more of your battery life, and it's also going to keep you from being able to get as far away from your device. So that's the trade-off to be able to cut down on lag. And another thing that you can do within the app is you can actually just disable the touch controls. So if you're somebody that adjusts your earbuds often, or if you're going to be at the gym and you're not going to try to like change the tracks or do anything like that, just disable the touch and you don't have to worry about that happening. Now, speaking of using these at the gym or just using them outdoors, they do come in with an IPX4 rating, which basically means that they're not waterproof, but if you're at the gym and you're sweating heavily, they're going to be fine. If you're by the pool and they get splashed, it's okay. If it starts to rain, you don't really have to worry about stuff like that. Now, I do wish that the IP rating was a little bit higher because this pair does not have noise canceling, so I think they could have probably bumped it up to like an IPX6 or an IPX7, but again, in this price range, I'm not going to be too picky about that. Now, as far as what all they've included in the box, this is as simple as it gets. Because this is an open ear design, there's no silicone ear tips. all you get is a USB-C cable, and you are going to have to use this cable because the case is not a Qi wireless charging case. I do wish that it had fast charging, but I didn't see anything where it said that it did. But speaking of the charging, the battery life also competes with AirPods. It's kind of like on that same level because on a single charge, you're going to get about 5 hours on the earbuds, and you're going to get about 20 hours using the case. And speaking of the case, this is a very glossy black pebble looking case. It's very smooth. You got to be careful or it'll just like slide out of your hand. On the bottom, it has its USB-C input. And then around on the front, you have a pairing button. And then right above that, you have a single indicator light. And this is what allows you to gauge how much battery life is in the case. But luckily, moving over to the earbuds, they didn't stick with that glossy material. The earbuds actually have a matte black finish. So you don't have to worry about fingerprints there. It does use touch controls, and I'm happy to say that they give you control over everything. Right out of the box, you have your play, pause, your ability to skip your tracks forward, go backwards, your volume control. You can switch it into that gaming mode and then switch it back into music mode. And that's a good thing because the app doesn't actually let you switch around control. So I am glad that they put them all right on the earbuds out of the box. And another thing that surprised me in this price range is the earbuds actually have smart sensors. So if you're listening to music, you take your earbuds out, it will just automatically pause, and then it'll just go back to what you're listening to once you put them back in your ears. And again, I don't really see that often in this price range. Now, if you are going to use these for taking phone calls, the earbuds have 4 microphones total. They are using ENC, which is environmental noise canceling, so it is trying to block out a lot of your surroundings, and I think they did a pretty good job here. But you guys can be a judge by listening to a test here. So here is a mic test using the Air3 Deluxe HS, and again, the mic quality I was very impressed with. I do notice a little bit of distance in my voice, and it does have some boominess to it, but this is what it would sound like if you were to take a call. And so now here is the mic test for the crowd noise being played, which you can hear here. And so this is what it would sound like if you were to take a call in public. So now let's talk about the sound. And because of the way that these are designed, because they're an open ear design earbud, you have a very wide open sound. And this is a very detailed earbud, so you can definitely tell where sounds are coming from. So the sound stage and the sound imaging on this pair are excellent. That 14.2 millimeter driver, they're definitely bumping up to try to get a boost in the low end. That way they can make you feel bass without having those ear tips in. And I think the bass is actually pretty punchy on this pair. It is really quick. It's not a bass that kind of sits around, but you can feel that impact. And when you mix that with the fact that it's a very detailed and brighter sounding earbud, I think this is going to be a sound signature that most people are going to like. And it's a sound signature that works great across all genres. You don't have bass that's coming in and muddying up your sound, but you still get that impact. It's just quick and it's moving on to the next beat. So the sound signature I was extremely happy with. The overall sound I was very happy with. Really the only features I wish that these had is Qi wireless charging and fast charging. But I think as it is right now, getting the features that you are getting battery life that matches the AirPods, getting sound that in my opinion destroys the AirPods. This is a much cleaner sounding earbud than the AirPods, and in my opinion it has more impact on the low end than the AirPods. And overall, I'm just really impressed with what SoundPEATS did here. And I think this is a huge step. Again, being able to have LDAC support, which is a Sony branded feature, on a pair from SoundPEATS and being able to get it in this price range. This is good for consumers. This is good, especially in a time where products are just getting out of hand when it comes to pricing. Not everybody can go out and buy a $200 to $300 pair of earbuds. So being able to get a pair like this and not feel like you're sacrificing, when it comes to sound or when it comes to certain features, even AirPods, not everybody is going out there and spending $130, $150. And this is a great way to get in to high-res audio without having to spend a fortune. So yeah, this one's an easy recommendation. But guys, that wraps up my video on the SoundPEATS Air3 Deluxe HS. Thank you so much for checking out this video. Thank you so much for checking out all the other videos. And as always, make sure to stay tuned for more.